Hi, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope everybody's doing good on this Tuesday. Hi. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Recliner Detective, Carolina Moon, Kay Braze, Vanessa, Allie, Kate, Adjusted Fate, Corky, Cement Shoes, Gregory, CB Kel, Mrs. O, Cement Shoes, LFT, Seth. Yay. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope y'all are ready because, man, oh man, we got some stuff to talk about today. We sure do. But before we get to that, let's do this real quick, okay?
And Kai, when you're on Jen Lou's channel, what do you do with the like button?
Smash, smash, smash! Yeah.
All right, so make sure y'all smash that like button. Yeah. Hey, Rescue Mom, Jessica Cat's True Crime. Hey, Tammy's Clips, Renee, Seth. I think I said hi already. Yeah. Hi. Hello. All right. Smash. Yeah. What a day, y'all. What a day. First, we had all the fireworks between Dick, the Pooh Harpootlian, and the pathologist. She was a trip, y'all, today. She was in fuego. She was not having it. She told Harpootlian, I don't like that, whenever he was trying to like demonstrate and do a somewhat of a recreation. She said, yes, that's a great book, and yes, what's in that book is accurate, and yes, you can use it, but it doesn't apply to this situation because what you're talking about has to do with a self-harm situation, and that's not what this was. And the Harpootlian wouldn't let go of the gas. Ugh, it was but the best part was at the end, and we're about to play that part. Okay, give me just one momentito to share that. All right, so if you missed it today, exactly, that was my favorite part too, Corky, when she said they can disagree with me, but they would be wrong. I felt that shit in my soul. So hang on, let me just get this up here real quick. So I should do a little TikTok or upload it to shorts or something. My oldest daughter's forever and a day trying to get me to make a TikTok for the channel, and I keep forgetting, but I need to do it. All right, so let me tell you what had happened. So Maggie's sister, which this one, I have to say, somewhat surprised me because, hey, Karen, I was under the impression that she was, that Maggie's family was going to be testifying for the defense, but then they called her to the stand. And she's talking and, hey, Allie, good to see you, babe. She's talking and answering questions and stuff like that. And it slips out that Alec had an affair 15 years ago. Maggie never let it go. But then this happened. Are we ready? All right, let me add this to the stream because this is some funny ass shit. All right, here we go. Let me make sure it's all the way started at the back. All right. Come on.
Finding out about other things that have been going on in Alec's life. And
this is in part based on your conversation with Mr. Griffin?
This is everything that has come out since then.
Did you say that you had a conversation with Mr. Griffin?
That day that we found out that Alec had been shot, we did have a conversation with Mr. Griffin, and he's
Mr.
the
Griffin
one.
told you that he'd been fired and that he'd been caught stealing money.
Correct.
That's just hearsay.
Yeah.
Absolutely hearsay.
What kind of quandary does that put you in? You're going to be a witness as well?
Well, it's
Yeah. Let me just say this. All right. He should exactly, Kate. He should never have been crossing her in the first place. That's problem number one. Okay. Well, actually, that might be problem number two. The truth of the matter is, every single time a door has been kicked open, it has been because of Jim Griffin. They were going to have to be very, very careful about how the state was about how they approached this. They call it the side of the road incident. Okay. Because Alec is facing charges for that too. So they have to be very careful, and they, were trying to keep it from coming in. And this bozo over here getting paid, like I told you guys last night, the defense is close, is at least $1 million, probably upwards of closer to 2 million at this point. Okay. And here he comes kicking in doors like he's Bruce Lee over here, but the wrong doors. Bless it. It reminds me of that song. I was at the wrong place, but it must have been, or I was the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. That one. That's who this is. That is Jim Griffin. If there was a soundtrack to him just walking around in his day-to-day life, that would be it. So he says she's testifying, and she's saying it everything kind of changed in September. And here he comes talking about what changed in September. This is what opened that door. Let's keep hearing.
That's a hearsay statement, Your Honor. Without a doubt, it's classic hearsay.
Classic hearsay.
The basis for her fear or not having fear, which is something you, or fear or believing that Alex was in fear, that's something that you were probing. Aside from that issue, how about the family relationship issue, fidelity, opioid abuse, concerns?
Your Honor, with regard to fidelity, I mean, we can hear what she says about it, but the
Look at Poop. Look at
evidence,
his
as I
face.
understand it, is
He's
10 or 15 years ago. I don't know
shut
how
your
long ago,
clown
but
ass
it's more
up.
than 10 years ago. There was some issue
He's so
about
mad.
someone that Alec had known in college reaching out to him. Maggie got angry about that. They had a
Reaching out to him 15 years ago or recently?
Yes, yes. And that Maggie got angry about it. Contacted the woman's husband, who says, it's not true. I know who she's seeing because I have a private eye on her. That led to a divorce.
You're now referring to a 15-year-old conversation.
Yes.
That you know about.
And then the opioid stuff, Your Honor.
Look at his face.
I'm not sure what information she's going to share about that, frankly.
Well, you had one earlier witness read a letter about him being in rehab
That they introduced, yes, sir.
that you published.
It's already in evidence, Your Honor.
All right.
Over objection. So,
Go ahead, Mr. Waters.
So on both of those issues, first of all, with the first.
By the way, you can step down for a break. Don't discuss your case. You're fine? Okay, good. All right.
With
She
the
wants
issue
to
of the
hear how
first
this is gonna go.
matter,
Good
I think
for
it's
you.
certainly a fair question to say, did Maggie ever express to you any concerns? Were there ever any concerns and issues with the defendant's fidelity? I think that's clearly in response to the extensive evidence been offered by the defense.
You said, has she ever, such as 15 years ago?
Well, I think that my follow-up question would be, was that something that remained in Maggie's mind over the years up until?
And she would know that.
I think that if I asked her that question, she could express an answer to that. Yes, sir.
No? What is the answer to that?
it was an affair that happened, or Maggie thought it was an affair that happened many years ago. They were able to resolve the issues, but Maggie still brought it up.
As recently as when?
A year ago. She did not think anything was going on. It still bothered her.
All
May I
right.
ask a follow-up? Yeah.
Yes.
During when that event occurred, did she make Alec leave the household for a period of time?
She did.
Sorry, you guys.
Frame when this happened. I mean,
I understand. 15 years ago, or?
How long ago was that?
It was a very long time ago. I'm not sure. A very long time ago.
I think, again, I'm not trying to make it bigger than it is, but I think given the issues that have been squarely in front of the jury, the state's entitled, at least in a limited fashion, to offer this some testimony in this regard that
Look at
that
Harpootli and look at
everything
him.
was not
He is
perfect
in
as the
big
defense
bad.
has repeatedly elicited. And so on that particular issue, I only propose a limited question that, had Maggie ever had any concerns about fidelity, and had those concerns continued to bother her? And that would be the extent of my
Hey,
proposed
Mr.
examination
Good
of her
to
on
see
that
you.
issue.
All right. Anything else?
it's 2007 is our understanding. 2007, 15 years ago.
Well, yeah, 2007 was 15 years ago. Yeah.
And that's when it occurred.
Well, that's been established. Give me something new
Well,
other than repeating 15 years ago.
it's not admissible under 403. Unfair prejudice outweighs the probative value of this. Whether it still bothered her, I mean, she testified that they weren't without their problems like all married couples, but they had a good marriage. I mean, it's been addressed, and it's highly inflammatory.
That's why your questions have to
Tell him, Judge. Tell him.
not lead into things that might be inflammatory. We're going to be in recess for about 15 minutes. Please.
Oh, I can't ever get enough of that. That'll never get old. So, yeah, that was the big kerfuffle that occurred today. What do you? So at the end let me tell you what I believe is going to happen, because they talked about the side of the road incident. The defense did. They opened up this door, and when they started to question her on cross, that's really what this all was, kind of funny, but the really big deal was the fact that they elicited a response from the witness on cross that now opens the door for guess who, Cousin Eddie, to get right up there and take the stand. And I think that the state was sort of like back and forth about whether they were going to put good old Cousin Eddie on the stand. But I think now they are for sure. And yes, I believe you, Seth. I believe you. I believe that the shadiness from the Murdaugh family is as long as their roots in that town are. All right. So hold on. I want to look something up really quick, because Kate was telling me about this thing that Cousin Eddie did. And let's see. Can't play that. Kate, do you remember what it was on? Maybe this one. Let me see. Hold on. Because I don't want to, if it's on 48 hours or anything like that, I can't be playing that. Oh, okay. Just so you know, all the pretrial stuff with Curtis Eddie Smith is being heard by Judge Newman, the same judge. So, yeah. All right. So, let's see. Something else I wanted to play for you guys. This is really what I want to talk about tonight is let me go to log credit. Is the interview that he gives in the car. I think it's the, hold on. Let me find it. Oh, wait. I want to play this too because this one's funny too. Hold on. Let me see if this is the right one. And then we'll do the roast. We'll just have a little seriousness for just un momentito. And then we'll get down to the fun. Because I do want to, I don't want to make this too terribly long. So here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, I got to add it to the stream. All right. All right, here we go.
Filings. It's in there. And again, we can polish that up. There is, again, there's a recorded interview and a recorded statement that we certainly can provide to Your Honor for review. That ultimately we believe there's statements of the defendant, of course, that we believe would be admissible under the theories as argued there.
And what is the state's theory of admissibility of the roadside shooting?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, as we argued back in December and is argued in those particular briefs, what we see is a chain of circumstances that are connected for an extended period of time that particularly highlight and start in June 7th. We've gone into, obviously, Your Honor, moving into the financial situation as it went into July and the efforts to shore up that particular money, the loans. Mr. Barney testified that
the way
to that
they're
today.
going till the end of time.
But of course, Mr. Murdaugh, there's already been evidence admitted that he was $192,000 short, and that Chris Wilson covered that. The evidence goes on that in that particular interim of time, and again with the state's theory, that he's able to do his best to try to cover things up in that interim period.
6, 7, 8.
But then everything comes to a head, as already been testified to in September 4th. Chris Wilson, of course, has also already testified that that particular day on September 4th, that he finally got the defendant to agree to meet with him and confronted him about that 192, which again is right at the heart of the Ferris fees, which are right at the heart of June 7th, 2021. And had that confrontation with him. The admissions that were made have already been testified to. And then with a short period of time in response to that, that the side of the road shooting happened. You've already heard testimony here from Ms. Proctor that, of course, the initial reaction of everyone is, oh my gosh, the real killers are back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's precisely, under the state's theory, the effect that the defendant intended. And there will be, from these recorded statements, ultimately evidence offered that was not true, and he had told lies, Your Honor, about that particular. And that would be the recorded statement that we would offer about when he admitted that he had been untruthful to law enforcement about the circumstances of that shooting. I don't intend to go into great detail about that. I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. and then get out. I'm not trying to use the term that I've used before, gild the lily.
The statement that you reference, that you say you want to put in, a recorded statement?
That's correct, Your Honor. Yes,
What's
sir.
the length of that recorded statement?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's less than 15 minutes, Your Honor.
No, it's longer than that, no more than 30. Mr. Griffin and I were there when he gave the recorded statement.
Oh, okay.
We called them to give the recorded statement.
Oh, okay.
And the gist of the recorded statement is what, Mr.
Your
Harper?
Honor, okay, so
Yeah, go
Mr.
sit down.
Murdaugh had somebody shoot him in the head on the roadside to have a $10 or $12 million insurance policy paid to his son
Here we
Buster.
go.
Now, he believed it was a suicide contestability cause, so he had somebody shoot him in the head. No question they shot him in the head. No question the intent was to kill him. He fractured his skull, had a brain bleed, was airlifted to Savannah Hospital. It didn't kill him. He intended to die. And the recorded statement, he immediately went to detox because he was planning to go to detox anyway. Mr. Griffin and I went down to Atlanta. We met with him in detox. He'd been through a horrible experience, shot in the head, and then detox. And we informed him the police were looking for.
Wait a minute. Thank you, Seth. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. That was very generous. Thank you. All right, Poot, I'm going to stop you right there. 2 sentences ago, you just said that Alec hired this guy, Cousin Eddie, because he thought there was a self-harm clause in his life insurance policy. And now all of a sudden he suffered a gunshot to the head and detox. 2 things that he put. Listen, I get it. If you're nobody understands about opioid addiction. I get it. I absolutely understand this. Okay. But I don't know that Alec had the type of opioid addiction that you're talking about, because I don't know many people who are on the pills who also drink. Because, I mean, I'm just going to say it. It's very difficult to get drunk when you're on pain medication. Boom, said it. There you go. Also, he'd been through a tremendous ordeal with the gunshot. I'm going to leave detox out of it, but he'd been through a tremendous ordeal with the gunshot wound because he paid Cousin Eddie to give him a gunshot wound. He's just upset because, oh God, here we go. Poot, you're the worst.
Whoever shot him.
Whoever shot him.
At that point said, look, this is what happened. And I don't want them wasting, and literally he said, I don't want them wasting resources trying to solve this shooting when those resources could be used to find who killed Maggie and Paul. We picked up the phone.
Which is why you brought him down to the police station, which, you know, in theory, yes, you're trying to say that he was trying to be a good citizen. The truth of the matter is that they had both. They didn't need to waste any more resources because, quite honestly, they had the person behind both schemes coming down to speak to them. Okay, but please continue, Poot. I'm dying to hear what you have to say. Can't wait.
We called SLED. We put him on the phone with SLED to have him explain exactly what happened.
Correct.
This wasn't a result of a SLED interrogation. This was a voluntary statement. So they quit wasting resources looking for, and he told them who shot him in the head, and a guy named Eddie Smith, who was his drug dealer. So that's.
And you all have brought his name up a couple of times through
Sure
cross-examination.
have. Tell him.
Is he on the state's witness list?
Yes, Your Honor. But Your Honor, one aspect of that, and I think this is what highlights the relevance and the connection with this particular case, is that in the wake of the side of the road shooting, Mr. Murdaugh's initial claim was that some unknown individual had a flat tire and some unknown.
Right. Sorry, Mr. Waters. Mr. Murdaugh, if any time's a good time, if you're going to start rocking, now's a good time. You need to start bobbing and can get them bust out them Kleenexes and maybe a few snot rockets, this would be the time, because, bruh, you're in trouble.
An individual, supposedly under the guise of stopping for help, then suddenly shot him in the head. He went so far as to draw have with a composite artist to draw a composite photograph. Again, I'm not trying to get into too much with the detail, but that, of course, the immediate effect of that is that he's been targeted by some unknown individual. That was a complete lie, and that's the point of that statement.
If the issue here is that Mr. Murdaugh lies, I mean, really.
Oh my God. If the issue here is Mr. Murdaugh lies. Oh, Pooch, I can't.
Are we at that? I mean, we've come $10 million through lies. And
yes, let me just say this. This is how I feel right now.
I can't.
Another liar.
Now this piece of evidence becomes relevant because it proves he lied again. Months after the murder. There's no, he's trying, he didn't do it. And I think they will concede he didn't do it to get some sort of sympathy. He did it to be dead. That's why he did it. And unfortunately, Eddie Smith at 4 feet couldn't shoot somebody in the head and kill him. He meant to.
Yeah, that's you're not helping your client there, Poot. Okay, that's enough. Let's so there you go. This is the Poot's big huge defense, calling his own client a liar, because let's be honest, when you say he lied again, means that he lied in the first place. So you're already admitting he's a liar. Well played, sir. That's exactly what your client wants you to do is to tell the judge he's a liar. Well done. After your partner over there, Mr. Griffin, done kicked in the door that opened to let this stuff in. Oh, Lordy be. All right, let's get to this interrogation. Now, I have not watched this. This is going to be all new to me. Hold on a second. Let me get to the playlists. Where is it at? Hold on. I should have had this up and running, but there were other stuff I wanted to play, and it was right at the top before. Law and Crime. Then added more videos, and now I'm having difficult time finding it. I'll find it. Here it is. All right. All right. Here we go. I got it. All right. Y'all ready? Here we go. Hey, T, what's going on? All right. What the hell? Hold on. Why is it not? There we go. All right. Start it again. Sorry, y'all. Here we go.
Hey, Mary. Can I take this call really
Yes,
quick?
sir. Go
This
right
is
ahead.
my sister-in-law.
Yes, go ahead.
And she's trying to.
We don't need your whole life story, but let me just say this. I would not have answered that phone call. Aren't you supposed to be busy and preoccupied giving a statement and trying to help the police catch the real killers? Isn't that what you're there to do? I would have sent a text. I would have been like, I'm talking to the popos. I call you back. But here we go.
Hey, Mary.
And why are they always meeting in a dadgum car? Don't these people have offices?
Okay, Lynn, I'm meeting with
There
Lynn,
you
I'm
go.
meeting with law enforcement, so I'll call you in just a minute.
Don't have a card.
That's fine.
Did Chelsea call you? Okay. Can you let Chelsea know and then make her run Lynn down? Okay, well, tell her to go get Christy to find Lynn. Get any one of the secretaries to find her. All right. Thank you. Sorry to put that on you. Bye.
There you go. Oh, here we go.
That's all right.
Let's see. We are 2 minutes. No, 1 minute and 3 seconds in. And I don't know. I guess Alec didn't have his Wheaties this morning, and he's decided that he's going to, again, eat snot. Woohoo. Here we go.
One thing I want to do before we start is I'd like to get a cell phone exam so we can just corroborate everything. Let me get a consent, and I got a guy here that's going to do it.
Are you going to download it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
So I'll get to keep my phone?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yeah, you're not worried at all because you
What?
deleted shit off it already. Okay.
How much attorney-client privilege stuff is on there?
A lot.
Okay. We do have a taint attorney that's going to examine it before we ever do.
What is a tank attorney?
A taint attorney, they look at somebody who's not affiliated with the case that makes sure that there's, Jim, do you know? Can you explain it better?
Sure. And I mean, it's a privileged attorney that doesn't, if there is attorney-client privilege information, it's redacted or extracted by the taint attorney.
How do they know who's a client?
I know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what?
But
if y'all get some
But whoever
attorney-client
whoever
stuff,
that is, would go through me. And then
so
we'd work through it.
signature.
Just write your name here.
So, Alec, I've had situations where they
It's not a
say,
big deal.
give me a list of all his clients or something like that, but
I'll fill out the rest.
I think the big thing, Joe, is, I mean, when you download that phone, I don't know if emails come with it or not, because that's probably where all this attorney-client privilege stuff.
And we can actually isolate the emails.
Look at Alec. He don't. Yeah,
Text
Jim.
client.
Jim, let me stop you right there, Jim. Alec doesn't give a rat's fat kneecap about that. He already has deleted the pertinent and important information off his phone. Stop being back there just to talking away. Ain't nobody trying to hear what you have to say. He's already cut you off once by saying, it's not a big deal. He don't care. Bless it.
No, I do. I text a lot of clients.
Oh, you text a lot of clients, do you?
I'm not a big emailer.
You're
Is
not
that
a big
an 11 or 12,
emailer,
do you
huh?
I do not know.
I can tell you that.
You didn't have your morning snack? Is that why we're eating snot this morning? Or this afternoon, 13:57? Didn't you just have lunch? Already got the sweats. Did you have a lot of meat for
What was
lunch?
your date of birth again, Mr. Murdaugh?
2768.
What are y'all doing in the back seat? What you putting in your pocket there? Oh, your cell phone? Oh, your glasses. All right. Yeah, we're gonna speed this up. You're going too slow for me today, Mr. Murdaugh. Let's put you at 1.25.
No, most of the new ones don't.
Oh, well, this guy.
Jim, you want to witness that for me, please?
And if you got a passcode or
My passcode is
write it on there.
1, 2, 3,
start
4.
at bottom 9, go up 9669.
9669.
Oh my God.
All right, let me run this film. I'll be right back.
Where are you from, sir?
I'm actually from Barnwell.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alec, you
I
don't
got
care
some
where that
cousins
man
in
is from. Stop playing with him.
Mixing oil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my.
You kin to Dickie Mixon?
I don't know. Mixing oil with my Uncle Ray Mixon and his son Teddy and Bobby and a bunch of them. Then Freddie Mixon.
We don't need your entire
John
life
Benfield, don't you?
family tree
I
there.
know John.
That's my cousin
Okay.
in Sweet Caroline.
John's son and my son are the same age. They were in school together.
You grew up in Barnwell?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. So he's got it. He's taking care of that.
But I get it back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you get it back. Stop.
All right. So when we spoke the other night, I
Here
got
we go.
kind of a basic overview.
Yes, sir.
And it was pretty traumatic.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I know
so,
you
yeah.
need to ask me. You ask me what you need to.
So I want you to.
Okay, let me just stop you right there. Has anybody ever, first of all, I don't understand about this meeting in the dadgum cop car, all right? Because these people have offices. I know Alec has an office for sure. I know cops, they have a whole station, so I don't understand why they're meeting in the car, but whatever. I've never ever seen an exchange where the person being interviewed is consoling the cop by saying, it's okay for you to ask me questions. I understand you have a job to do. Stop it. Okay, Pooh, tell us again how they treated him like a suspect from jump.
Let's start Monday morning and take me through your day.
Monday morning, did I do Monday morning? My wife and my older son had gone to the baseball games that weekend.
I thought they all went to the baseball games.
I really can't remember what I did Monday. I know I went to work, but I think I was dragging a little bit from the weekend, but I went to work. I usually mess around on my farm, and then I go to work. I was at work.
Were you at the office in Hampton? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me fill in the blank for you. You went to work that day, and Miss Jeannie confronted your ass. That's what had happened. Okay.
So I was at my office in Hampton. I was just at my office doing
Legal work?
Yes, sir. I'm sure I can go back and probably recreate some specifics if you need me to, but
recreate
like
them?
sit here and recall on the top of my head exactly what I was working on. I know one thing I was working on was we had some big motions coming up in a Dominion Energy case. I was getting ready for those. And I was getting ready for some motions. I'm a defendant in a civil case involving my son. I told you about the boat wreck.
Yes, sir.
And there were some motions coming up in that on Thursday. And I was.
Yeah. One thing that you were getting ready for is a whole ass donkey barbecue with Jeannie Seconder, but keep going.
Mostly just getting ready for those things.
Okay. You were getting ready for those
What
things.
time did you leave the house to go to the office?
I'm not sure.
Who all was at the house when you left?
To go to my office that morning?
Or when you got up, who was at the house?
I'm sure my wife was.
What other day would he be talking about?
And who was Blanca?
Blanca is our housekeeper.
Okay.
And she comes different. She doesn't have set hours, but she comes most days.
You don't have set hours either, because you don't even know what time you went to work.
She'll be able to tell you if I was there when she left or not.
Okay.
I can't remember.
And so you went to the office. You did some motions. What time did you leave the office?
I left a little bit earlier than normal.
Just so y'all know, this was 3 days after it happened. Okay, so we're not talking about a huge length of time here.
Because my son Paul was coming home.
Okay.
Because he had not been with us during the weekend, and he was coming home. We were going to replant some sunflowers the next day.
Here we go with these damn sunflowers.
Doing and getting everything ready. So he got home a little early. I left a little early, so he and I could knock around, and we knocked around for, just doing things we like to do out there. We're riding around looking at,
How much snot do y'all think he consumes a day?
Looking for hogs.
It's ridiculous.
A little bit of target shooting, just bullshit.
Yeah. You said Paul wasn't with you over the weekend. Where does he live with you at the house on Moselle?
Well, that's his home, but he has an apartment in Columbia.
Okay.
And he goes to Charleston a lot of weekends with his buddies.
Okay.
And he had been in Charleston for the weekend.
Okay.
And then
blink rate
Paul
increasing.
works for my brother John is out here. You met John.
Yes, sir.
So Paul works for him. So Paul decided to he went to spend the night with my brother, his Uncle John. They were very, very close.
Okay.
Blink rate increasing.
Okay.
And then he worked for John Marvin, and he came home Monday afternoon.
Okay. About roughly what time in the afternoon?
I would think it'd be somewhere in the 5 o'clock range, a little bit. It was broad daylight when it wasn't dusk, dark, or late.
Okay.
And we rode, we just rode around. We rode around our dove field looking at how the corn was doing. He and I had planted corn in the dove field, and
So, hold on. Let me see if I can get this to go away.
he planted the corn.
Hold on. Let me see. It's shit. Hold on.
in the duck pond, and he was, showing me how much better his corn was
It's
doing
on
than
the.
mine
It's
was.
June 10th,
And, getting
2021
that
at
duck pond, I mean, we just,
12:04
we
or
rode the
2:04 in
property.
the afternoon.
We rode the property. Then, I mean, we rode around so much. We just rode. Probably.
Yes.
It was a good little while. It was more
Yes.
than 20 minutes.
Criminality.
Was it 2 hours? I don't know. I'd say it was more than an hour, probably.
Really wasn't keeping track of time.
And it wasn't, it wasn't getting dark. Mama wasn't home yet. She had gone to a doctor's appointment. So.
No, it's Jim
You know?
Griffin in the back seat. I don't
out
know
of
what time
curiosity,
his
target
dad
practice,
passed
don't you?
away. Bitter pill to
Just a
swallow.
little bottle. You give me what gun?
Yeah.
A 22
Okay.
Magnum.
Rat
I
shot.
think. No, it wasn't
Hey,
that shot.
Brittany.
I think he shot 2 times and I shot 1 time.
Okay.
Okay.
So after y'all got finished riding around.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. What did he just say? All right, hold on. Let me hear this again. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, target practice, what y'all shooting?
Just a little bottle. You give me what gun?
Yeah.
A 22
Okay.
Magnum.
Rat shot.
I think. No, it wasn't rat shot. I think he shot 2 times and I shot 1 time.
Okay. So after y'all got finished riding around, try to take me through the rest of the evening.
I didn't realize he was target shooting that day.
At some point we were all back at the house together.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie had gotten home, and we sat down, we ate supper, which we usually eat supper together. The one thing I remember, I don't know how much detail y'all want, so if I start talking about something that you don't need, just tell me, and I'll move to something else.
The more detail, the better.
So Paul has been having high blood pressure, and his mama was worried sick about it.
Oh, thank you for the cash app.
Actually, this was a direct thing, getting him. He doesn't like to go to doctors, making him go get his blood pressure checked. His feet had swollen up recently.
Wow.
So, it was a big, huge deal.
Okay.
We hung around the house for a little while.
Hey, Mallory.
I know that Maggie went to the kennels. I
So
don't
did
know
you?
exactly where Paul went, but he left the house too.
Okay. How did Maggie get down to the kennels?
I don't know exactly, but on normal occasions, she would drive a buggy, drive a 4-wheeler, or very common for her to walk.
Okay. How about Paul?
Paul?
How do you not know how Maggie got down to the kennels when you were there with her? I'm just curious. I mean, this is just lies and lies and more lies. Here we go.
All of the others.
Okay.
But it could be anyway. Okay. I don't know exactly. I wish I could help you with that.
So they left and went down to the kennels.
Well, Maggie went to go to the kennels.
Okay. Paul left.
And I'm assuming Paul left because of,
Gotcha.
what happened. I mean, I'm assuming Paul went to the kennels.
Okay. And what did you do once Maggie and Paul left?
I stayed in the house.
Okay.
And did
I
what?
was watching TV.
Okay.
Looking at my phone, and I actually fell asleep on the couch.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
And
what
time
happened?
did
I don't know exactly what time I woke up, but when y'all get my phone, I think one of the first things I did when I got up was call Maggie because I was going to my mom's. And I know I texted her because I checked my phone. And what time did we say the text was, Jim? Like 9:06?
I didn't see it. Yeah, I got it written down from the other
night. I showed you the other night, didn't I?
Yes, sir. I got it.
So, I texted her. So I called her just before that. And I mean, she didn't answer at that point. And I left to go.
And there it is. There it is. We were just talking about this over at Decipher Podcast. Y'all got to go check out that stream. And so let me just get this straight, sir. Let me just lay it all out for you. So you're in this car right now, lying your whole ass off. For reals. This is all lies. So now we know that the last activity on Paul and Maggie's phones was roughly 8:49 and some odd seconds, maybe 8:50. So we'll round up and we'll put it at 8:50. At 9:06, Paul or Alec is over here texting and calling, right? Except for the fact that around 8:44 is when that video was made. 8:40, somewhere between 8:40 and 8:44. Lies, 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 lies. He's lies on lies on lies. This is, I can't. All right, here we go.
To my mom's.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all just have to look. I don't. I'm not sure if I called Paul.
Well,
or not.
and that's why we're getting phones so we can nail down
Yeah,
the times
right.
and everything.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
I left, drove. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all this, even though I think it's kind of crazy.
Tell us. I love
You
hearing
know,
crazy stories.
I was certain that I heard them pull up. I mean, I was positive that I heard, and people don't just come out there. You know, we don't get like passed through. I was certain that I heard them pull up, but they didn't.
Okay.
Who's
Well,
them?
if you heard something pull up, what did it sound like?
You know, I can't tell you what it sounded like. I just know that I thought that my wife had pulled up, or that Paul had pulled up.
Would it have been the buggy that she normally drives, or would it be a car?
No, I had the impression that a car pulled up.
Okay.
You know,
And had you woken up by that time, but hadn't left for your mom's?
Yep.
Okay.
But it wasn't much time in between there because I left pretty damn close. It wasn't much time between me waking up and me leaving the house.
Okay.
So let me get this straight. The whole reason Maggie was there at that house that night in the first damn ass place is because you asked her to be there, because you wanted her to go with you to visit your dad in the hospital, which you obviously didn't do. So then you are texting and calling her to go with you to see. Now you're going to go see your mom. Do you even hear yourself? Listen, you did great by trying to corroborate your story with cell phone data. Well played. Okay. Except for your story makes no sense. There's no logic to it. It's completely unreasonable and it's ridiculous. If the whole intention for Maggie going out there was to see your dad, first of all, why didn't you go see your dad? But second of all, even if you had changed plans and you were going to go check on your mom, and that's the whole reason Maggie was out there to begin with, was to visit your parents, but you didn't go, but then you didn't follow up with her when she didn't return your call. That's weird. The whole situation, you're just lying, and it's terrible lies.
You know,
not even good lies that don't even make sense.
There's a wild cat that lives around that house. I'm pretty sure it was the cat that.
Now you can hear cat noises. Okay.
You know, I never had the impression it was a person, but there was something.
Okay.
Oh,
you know?
Okay.
But I really don't think, you know, I'm just throwing that out there because it was in my mind.
Yeah,
you're just throwing it out there because you're full of shit and you're trying to come up with any old cockamamie bullshit story. Okay.
I checked on my mom.
She lives right out here, correct?
She lives at Alameda. Okay. Checked on my mom. Talked with Shelly for a few minutes. You know.
Shelly is?
The caregiver.
Okay.
And there we go. I'm going to swallow some more snot.
And, you know, I know that I called some people on the way that I know I returned a call from my brother John.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I called Chris Wilson. I know that I talked to Buster. So I made a few phone calls.
Right. You called everybody pretty much in your dadgum contact list. But let me ask you this. How is it that you're able to remember every single person that you called, but you can't even remember what you did that day? Hardly. You don't know what time you got up. You don't know who was at the house when you left. You don't know what time you got to work. You don't know what you did at work, even though you know what you did at work. We all know what you did at work. Jeannie had a whole donkey barbecue with your ass. That's what happened at work. That would be, even if it wasn't anything like you were about to get caught, you know, lying and cheating and scamming and stealing from your clients, even if that wasn't what was going on, everybody remembers a donkey barbecue at work. Everybody, regardless of what the donkey barbecue is about. That is a thing that sticks out in your mind, sir. And for the love of Pete, quit swallowing your snot. Do you need to run in and get a juice box? You need a Capri Sun? What's going on here? You made a few phone calls. You called your whole contact list. Stop it.
Okay.
And
where was Buster?
Buster was in Rock Hill.
Okay. Is that where he lives, or?
No, he lives in Columbia, but he just started a new job.
Well, you know where everybody was but yourself.
Okay.
So he's working a little part-time job with Wild Wings through January.
Gotcha.
You know, just kind of killing time. And he was in his girlfriend lives in Rock Hill. She's studying for the bar exam, so he had to be in Charlotte. So he was staying with her in Rock Hill, her and her mom.
Okay.
Can I open the store?
Yes,
sir.
Oh my God. I'll be right back, you guys. Give me just a sec, okay? Sorry.
All right, so where are we? All right, so then I
you
left
left your
my
mom's
mom's.
and making phone calls.
I left my mom's, and I went back home. I got to the house. I went inside. Nobody was there. I got in the car. I went back to the kennels, and you know,
And when you went back to the kennels, besides Maggie and Paul, did you see anybody, any cars?
I didn't see
Take
anything
your
right
time.
then. No, sir.
Take your time.
You know, I saw Maggie and I saw Paul laying down. I knew, I didn't know, I knew it was bad. I went over there and, I saw it.
Yeah.
And, I called 911.
Okay. And what made you decide to go back to the house and get a gun?
I just think the whole scene had me freaked out.
Okay. Did you take your car back up there, or did you run up there?
No, I drove.
Okay. And of course, the shotgun that we have is the one you brought back.
They were asking me earlier. I'm not sure which one it was.
Jim, it was a 12 gauge. Yeah, Ronnie had a question if it was 12 or 20. It was a 12 gauge.
And it was that camo there.
Yes, sir. I think it was the 12 camo Benelli.
I think so. But that's about all you got, Benelli out there, right?
And we talked about this a little bit the other night too. I know Paul had been getting some threats and getting some being assaulted from, the boat. Who stands out in your mind, besides the boat incident? Who stands out in your mind that would want to come after Paul and or Maggie?
I mean, sir, I can't think of anybody who would want to go to that extreme. I mean, he got a bunch of threats, mostly from, I mean, I have no idea.
How will you receive most of those threats?
What do you mean?
I mean, would people call and hang up on them, or send them text, or
it wasn't
social
so much
media?
that. No, it was mostly like in-person confrontations, are the ones that I learned about. Now, I suspect his friends can probably tell you about more, because I doubt Paul told me about all of them.
Okay.
But I knew about a lot of them. There were a lot of times where people would come up to him and he'd be like, they'd say something about, you gonna tell me who was driving that boat, or you little piece of shit, were you driving that boat? Stuff like that.
Okay. Who did he go to Charleston with on the boat that weekend?
I don't know exactly. I know that, I know who his buddies are, but specifically who was on the boat with him, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I can give you a list of names of who it probably was.
So, Joe, I don't know if you want me to weigh in here. You may want to put your pens down, but a good buddy of mine's son went fishing with me yesterday out in the ocean, and he has a best friend, and his dad's name is Lee Chapman. But
yeah,
the kid said, Lee's son said that Paul slept on his couch in Charleston 2 nights before he was murdered. So it's Lee Chapman's son. I can get his name. You probably know Lee's son. I don't know, but he goes to the Citadel. But that's where Paul was.
Okay.
I learned that yesterday out on a fishing trip with his Happenstance.
Cool. I mean, yes, sir. If you could get me Lee Chapman's son's contact information.
There was a bunch of Chapman cousins that Paul was very close with. The closest one being Wills Chapman and Frank Chapman.
Wills Chapman is his name, but I'll get your number for him.
And Frank is John Chapman's son, and Wills is Lee Chapman's son.
Yeah, okay. That's where you want.
And those boys are, they're just really good boys and friends of Paul's.
And one of them is Wills with an S, right?
That's right.
And Wills goes to the Citadel. Let's you understand.
No, he's graduated from the
He
Citadel.
graduated from.
And Frank was in the Citadel, but I think he had some kind of, academic troubles. But I'm telling you now, I can promise you that, those boys love Paul.
Well,
it's absolutely.
Well, I just
None
want
of
to
them.
talk to them about their weekend, and
Sure.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, in riding around with Paul, he was his normal bright, he was a really great kid.
So, being a dad myself, what was the biggest issue you had with Paul when you had to call him down and scold him or correct him? What was the biggest issue you had with Paul?
Irresponsibility. He was ADHD. He was bad about jumping from, and he had so many wonderful qualities now, but he was bad about jumping from, he'd start this, maybe not quite finish it, do something else. And, you know, you'll find out from his friends, he had clothes strung out all over the state. He did that with clothes. He did that with guns. He did that with my boats. So.
You lost what?
He would misplace stuff or just leave stuff behind, right?
Yes, everywhere. I mean, he would go off for the weekend. Sometimes he wouldn't pack clothes because he's got clothes in somebody's house. I mean, Paul was one, he wouldn't understand how you go out, you know, you and a girl go out on a date. He liked the crowd.
Who was his girlfriend?
He didn't have a girlfriend right now.
Okay.
Alex, last time I talked to him was like 2 weeks ago, although we texted. He was going to Greenville for the weekend. I mean, he had friends up there, girlfriend up there?
No, we had a family thing in Greenville, and he came up, Paul didn't play golf. He came up on Friday and stayed Saturday, and then he left to go to Charleston, and we stayed another day to play golf. My niece on my wife's side is having a baby, and we went out for that.
And you said on Monday, Maggie had a doctor's appointment in Charleston. And I know we talked about this on Monday. Do you recall the doctor that she went to, or for what the reason was?
Maggie had a couple little things going on, and I personally think she was going to see Dr. Gordine, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's who it was. I can find out specifically though. Her mom will know.
Okay. And you said she and Buster were at the ball games all weekend?
Yes.
With
me.
With you? And what ball games?
Carolina Regional.
They didn't make it past those, did they?
No.
Okay. Paul was in Charleston, so he didn't hang out with y'all that weekend.
No, sir.
And what time did Maggie get back home Monday night?
It was after Paul and I had gone. She was not there when Paul and I left to go mess around.
Okay.
So, you know, it was sometime after that. So there was a point when, you know, she got back, we got back.
When y'all got back from riding around and messing around on the farm, was she home or?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I don't believe she'd been home too long when.
And what's her car? That Mercedes that's out there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you said Bianca had prepared dinner that night.
Yeah, Blanca cooked dinner that night because Maggie cooks, you know, when the boys are home, or she tries to really for me, but she wasn't going to be there that day. So she had Blanca cook a meal.
How is your relationship with Maggie?
Very good. As good as it could possibly be. I mean, you know, we had our issues, but wonderful.
And I'm just trying to understand the family dynamic.
I understand you got to do what you got to do. I promise.
What was y'all's biggest arguments? What your biggest the things that y'all would argue about the most? What would they be over?
I mean, we really didn't argue, but I'd say really the only thing that caused any friction between us is that she was always wanting us to go. And I love her in-laws. I mean, they're wonderful people. I love them to death. She was.
Yeah, I forgot to hit unmute. Sorry about that. Can I just say, I find this whole, as good as it could possibly be, the way he speaks about Paul and Maggie and their relationship to him, odd. And he's over here gushing about his in-laws. Does that even make any kind of sense? It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it.
Was always wanting to go there, stay there a little longer than me and the boys wanted to stay. That was really, and it really, you know, she'd get ticked off.
Yeah.
You mean her family? You said her in-laws. You mean her family?
I mean her family.
Who's conducting this interview? The officer or you in the back seat there, Jim? Mister, I'm going to open every door that can possibly be opened and let in evidence that I didn't want in the first damn place that makes my client look even worse. Okay. Lord.
I mean, we really didn't argue about much. We didn't have much to argue about. I mean, I'm sure there was an occasional thing that came up that we argued about, but I can't tell you what it is. I can't think of it.
That's how most people would be, Davey. That's how most people would be.
Yeah.
This gentleman is more concerned about sniffing and oh, now we're going to cry.
Okay. It's tissues.
I'm sorry.
You good?
I mean, she was a wonderful girl and a wonderful wife. And she was a great mother.
There you go. There's some that
she didn't work, and she always said it was her job. Since she was privileged enough not to work, she was going to make sure she took care of me and the boys. And I mean, she did everything. She did absolutely everything. I'm sorry.
No, you have every right to do it.
I'm good. You go
I
ahead.
keep waiting for
afternoon,
Bob
or
Barker
during
to
the time
pop out and
Paul was
the yodeler to fall off the cliff.
Good job.
Y'all know that the cliffhanger game from The Price is Right. That's what it sounded like. I will say though, I mean that's the nicest stuff I've ever heard him say about Maggie. But there you go.
Did you go up to around the kennels or anything? Did y'all do anything up toward the kennels?
I'm sure we did. That's our main shop is, right there.
Now, right back to just,
But, I mean, we're normally in there for long times tinkering. And I will say that particular day, we did not tinker around there a bunch,
What do you mean you didn't tinker around there a bunch?
y'all
Bubba
rode
got a
around the
whole
farm,
chicken.
Were y'all in the truck or?
Well, we were actually in two trucks. We rode in one truck and then we rode in another truck some.
Oh, you
One was
did?
the black one and one was the white one that was out there.
Okay. Yeah, Brandon,
Mr.
for
Allen.
real.
Yes, sir.
The other day when we were there, we came in and we were talking with John a little bit.
Sure.
And you obviously got a lot of, I say a lot, you said 20 or 25 weapons.
Yes, sir.
And you know kind of what you got as far as any kind of, what kind of weapons you may have?
I'm pretty much, yes, sir.
Okay, good. That's good.
I
You should
might
know
not
what
know them all,
weapons
but
you
can
have.
Can you kind of run down what you, for us, kind of what you had, what you got, out there?
That I own or that's in there now?
That you own.
All right. That I own.
That's in there, or wherever they're at.
And, I mean, Paul has guns scattered all over the place. So, some of our guns aren't there. But so you want to know all of them or you want to know what I think is in my house? Or what was in my house on Monday?
Yeah, what was in your house? Let's start with what was in your house on Monday.
Okay. Whatever was in my house on Monday is exactly what was there minus one shotgun that y'all got.
Okay.
No guns have been moved there hadn't been any guns moved in and out of there other than when Paul was home.
Exactly.
When Paul came home, he would ride around.
Exactly,
and shoot
crime
hogs a lot.
sleuthing. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, primarily he would shoot them with Buster's gun because Paul had a 300 blackout.
Okay.
And what happened to it?
Got, he says it got stolen. And it's been gone for some time.
Bubba did get in some Chick-fil-A.
But anyway, so he would use his brother's blackout a lot of times.
So Buster also had a 300.
I gave them both one.
Okay. When was that?
About years ago.
Okay.
Years ago. How many years ago?
1
year ago, 2 years ago.
All right. So, but he would do anything. Paul had this, like a little light that I used that night. Paul would take that thing up to, my 308, and I mean he was always rigging something. So sometimes shotguns when he would go try to kill the hogs, because the piglets would be grouped up, but normally he would have a rifle when he went to shoot the pigs. So, all right. So going back to the guns, y'all want me to tell y'all what was in there? Don't y'all? I mean, have an inventory?
They're your guns,
videoed
sir.
The thing, I didn't write down everything that you had. I just took a random, just like recording of what was on the gun rack or on the gun wall in the gun room.
He sure didn't.
And there are some more guns that aren't in that gun room. I don't know how many, but like I do know there's a shotgun in my bedroom.
And I think Miss Katie, Agent Katie, walked with John and saw that one.
Okay. And I imagine there's probably some in some other rooms. I know that.
There he's got a beverage. I was worried about that snot swallowing. He was going to get dehydrated.
And I moved some guns from the little case to the big case just because.
Just because why?
Her mom and dad were in there, and I just took all the guns to the back room.
That's probably safe. That's probably a good idea.
That's after the fact.
Okay.
Were those guns? Would those guns have been in the room, in the gun room when we came there with John?
I can't remember exactly when y'all came, but probably. I think y'all came a little bit because it was a good while before y'all came.
Yeah, it was probably 2 o'clock or so that afternoon before we got here. Now, did y'all keep any guns out at the kennels?
He didn't keep guns out there, but there were always guns out there.
Okay.
Oh, there were, huh?
I mean,
that's funny because the guy that takes care of the dogs said that's not true.
The worst. He was the worst.
He would leave a gun out there?
He would leave anything, anywhere.
Anything, anywhere, huh?
It was not unusual for there to be guns out there.
Just strewn about, just random firearms, just laid all willy-nilly.
I can tell you
where any old person can get it.
They told me that 300 blackout was used in this. That 300 blackout, it was not out there.
So y'all didn't use that for target practice, or he didn't have it out there with them on Monday?
No.
Okay. No, that's right, because it was in the house. So Paul said that one was stolen or lost, and it was some time ago. Was that reported anywhere?
And it wasn't officially reported because I wasn't totally convinced it was stolen.
Okay.
As opposed to lost. But I mean,
I can't wait for the third interview as well.
People told about it.
Yeah.
I know that I told John Bedingfield about it. I know that I told some other local officers about it.
Sound like Shaggy.
Drug thing.
Okay.
But I didn't do an official report.
Okay.
Ghost. You didn't do an official report for a stolen gun. That seems smart.
The two that you bought for the boys.
Have they even played that third one yet?
Is that the only?
They usually release it after they play it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I thought that Paul got another one replaced, but Buster said we didn't. But I was certain that we did.
Hey, Aries.
But I mean, my memory is it's been gone for a substantial while too.
Okay. Do you remember anything about them? As far as were they the same colors?
They were identical except for colors.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one was Buster's?
Buster's the one we still have. Paul's the one that lost his.
Okay. What were the two colors?
Black and tan.
Aww.
Buster's was black, Paul's was tan.
Huh. Okay. Like the black and tan coonhound I had growing up. Her name was Belle. She was gorgeous, beautiful dog, sweet dog.
And you say you thought you replaced it after he lost it for another one. But Buster says you didn't.
I believe that we did.
Okay.
I mean, there'll be a record of that, won't it?
There should be if you purchase it legally. Mm-hmm.
I know we replaced it.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd played it yet, Karen. I didn't think so.
But, I would have.
He must be ultra thirsty because whatever he's drinking looks like Coke, some kind of pop.
I just think that now.
And he's swallowing snot. So, Lordy be. It got crime sleuth, and it yes.
To CB Row since Monday or Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Because I know we talked about what he had done on the farm. Is he still employed?
He's still employed because I got to have somebody keeping it clean. But I can't keep him.
You can't keep him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a very good Google review.
And,
That's
you know, I
unfortunate.
don't know why that story seemed important to me the other night.
Yeah.
I really can't see CB Rowe doing. I just can't. I really do not believe that.
Well, I mean, it's an odd story.
It's a messed up story.
And, you know, and I'm just.
Yeah, but not as messed up as this
being
lie
in law
you're telling
enforcement for
right
so long
now.
And working these type cases, and I don't know the Arlington area, but talking to Colleton County and seeing the property and how isolated it is, finding somebody that's just going to randomly come up there that late at night that doesn't know the property.
You know, might be Mickey D. Sweet Tea. You might be right.
Of course, I have to look within and then start working my way out.
So you feel like it's not random. You feel like it's intentional. I mean, planned.
I don't know what to feel right now.
Nope.
And I hate to say that. I don't know what to feel right now.
So do y'all have any good clues?
All of the evidence that we collected Tuesday morning, and we collected additional evidence on Tuesday afternoon.
Right. What you think,
They
officer?
collected evidence at autopsy today.
Breathe, Alec.
So
breathe.
We're trying to put a rush on that to get an answer quick, and hoping that's going to tell us
Look
something.
at that blink. Look at that
is it
eye
things you
blinking.
think is going to be helpful?
Well, I mean, the shot shells out there, the casings, the DNA swabs that we took from the door handle to see if anybody touched the door handles, any other places that we think somebody may have touched
Right.
while they were out there. You know, we're trying to collect DNA from that and analyze that. Which at the conclusion of this, what I'm going to also ask is that we get a buccal swab, a DNA swab from you.
No problem.
Your DNA is going to be there, but we need to eliminate it once it's developed. So, you know,
We don't need that unknown
Yeah.
when it actually is a family member.
That's no problem.
I mean, we have talked to close to 100 people trying to track people down, and we're still tracking people down. And that's why
They're 3 days into this.
Paul was with.
I want to tell you one thing while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Paul
Yes. Tell
was
us.
really an incredibly intuitive little dude.
Right.
And I mean, he was like a little detective. And I mean, Paul would, you know, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No.
Which leads me to, let's go back to Paul right quick while we're on him. So we have his phone. Do you know his passcode?
I don't. And I'm going to tell you this right now. There's a few people I can point you to,
Yeah.
but I can tell you that he was super, super, super secretive with that. I mean,
So secretive
So-
it was his birthday. Okay.
I asked his brother if he knew it. Did the ones that they got the other day didn't?
When
work?
did y'all get any the other day?
Not for Paul's phone. No.
Okay. I know they got Maggie's code.
I know
network.
Maggie's.
Yeah.
And it works, or it worked.
Yeah.
I've not gotten it, but there's a lot of people out moving parts that may have gotten that information. So we'll follow up on it. If you believe somebody gave us a code for Paul's, a possible code for Paul's.
Your lights out.
Maybe it was Maggie's. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'll find out. I will try to find out Paul's code.
Okay.
You already tried to find out Paul's code Monday night.
But it will surprise me greatly if somebody knows it.
I mean, certainly, talking about the investigation, certainly we're looking at every angle, trying to figure out what fits. And we're talking to, people that were involved in the boat case. We're trying to track down people that Paul knew and were friends with. That's why I asked who he was in Charleston with, so we can go try and see if they might know something or try to figure something out. We're trying to get into his phone to see if there's any information, see if he got like a direct threat from somebody there. I mean, the people that are here are not the only ones working on this. We've got people out doing things right now.
Thank you.
I mean, we're trying to pull everything in.
When would they have stated that, CB Kel?
Just the area, Arlington, unfortunately, there's not a lot of people moving around. I mean, I've got somebody looking at videos right now back at the office, going through hours of videos that we've gone out and collected.
Well, thank y'all.
Yeah.
Very much.
So,
Mr. Alec,
you don't have to call me Miss. You just
I'm
call me
sorry.
Alec. Thank you for that courtesy.
when you and Paul got back to the house, Miss Maggie's there.
You're just a regular
y'all eat
guy,
supper,
right, Alec?
which
You
has
put your
been
pants on one leg at a
prepared.
time.
And you said you laid down and took a little nap. And when you got up, Maggie and Paul was gone. Or did they leave when you laid down? Or before you laid down?
I believe that.
Oh, I agree, Aries. I'll go look at it because
I'm
I'd
not-
like to
I'm not
know.
sure.
There's
But they weren't there when you woke up around
Huh.
the 9 o'clock mark or so when you made the call to Maggie to let her know you're going to your
No,
mom's.
nobody was in that house when I left.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to narrow that. The
No,
last time
you're
that
right. Nobody was in the house when you
Paul
left.
and
They
you
were
saw Paul
down.
and
They
Maggie,
were
you know where you
unalive
saw
down at the kennels.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir.
up until you came back from your mom's and,
Yes,
and
sir.
found what you found.
You got Alex probably told you all this.
Time to cry. Let's take a break.
He did check for a pulse. Yes.
Right, and that's why we want to do the DNA. So
That's what
right.
I don't know.
Yes.
I mean,
When you
okay, I'll say this.
tried to turn Paul over,
Hold on, because I do want to hear this part. But let me just say this. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but the state can they can rest their case in chief on Wednesday. The defense can start their presentation, but the state gets a rebuttal. So, I think he did just poke himself in the eye. I do. Yes, he did. He did just poke himself in the eye. All right, here we go. This is going to be important. All right, here we go.
do you know if you tried to turn him like towards the kennels or away from the kennels and his phone fell out?
Away. I think I turned him away.
Okay. Was he left-handed or right-handed?
He was right-handed.
Where did he normally keep his phone?
I mean, usually in his hand. But I mean, it was, it was always on him. Pocket, hand, truck.
I keep my phone in
Where
my
did Maggie
back
carry her
pocket
phone?
or my purse or my hand.
Anywhere she could?
Yes, sir. Did y'all get fingerprints on her phone?
I haven't gotten that back yet.
Blinking intensifies. Blink, 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 blink.
When Paul's phone came out,
Y'all give him another
Did you
Kleenex.
just pick it up and
This
put it on
Kleenex has
and
been
place it
used
back
too many
down on
times
him, or-
already.
Yeah, I did not try to open it or anything. I don't know how I had in my mind that I needed to not mess anything up. I had that, somehow I had that presence of mind that I needed to not mess anything up. And so
Okay, I'm going to
I
say
tried not
this,
to.
y'all. There are times when Alec is actually telling the truth, and it's a twisted version of the truth. When he says, "I had the presence of mind to know that I didn't, I shouldn't mess anything up. I needed to not mess anything up." Yeah, you did. I believe that you knew, you had the presence of mind to immediately, the first thing out of your mouth when Officer Green arrived, now detective, was to let him know about the boat situation while you're on the phone. Couldn't put your phone down. This is the officer that's going to take the report, that's going to get this whole ball rolling to start the investigation. But it was more important for you to be on the phone. Okay, whatever. Anywho, he's telling the truth then. He did need to keep his wits about him and not mess anything up. He had specific things that he needed to say and tell him. And yeah, pretty much you're telling the truth there, Alec. Not the way that you are hoping that
And
they
definitely
interpret it, but yeah.
saw a traumatic picture, and I know it's not hard or not easy. I know it's hard. And sitting here talking today is tough.
It was just so bad. They did it so bad.
Well, there you have it, folks. Closed captioning says they.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But the little things that we've kind
I
of
understand.
is necessary so that we can get a little better picture as to to what may have happened.
Well, I just thank y'all for everything. My in-laws, my parents, my in-laws, I would like somebody to update me or my brother or somebody so that I can tell them as y'all discover things.
Why can't they just
Unless
tell your
for some
in-laws
reason y'all
directly?
don't do
Why
that.
does there need to be a middleman?
Well-
What are you, some bootleg
I mean, they just have
Hogwarts
so many
owl?
questions.
I understand. And
I mean, they may even, well, no, they don't.
well, I mean, I know Maggie's mother just had a knee replacement. How was their health overall other than that?
They're ailing a little bit. They're
Mhm.
getting on up there. Daddy has some neuropathy, but I mean, they're in good physical health. They're in good, their fortitude is good. They're just, they're just getting age on them,
Yes, sir.
We're all getting age on us. Don't be judgy.
Are they in Somerville or are they at the house on Moselle?
No, they didn't. They lived in Somerville,
Okay.
but they're here now.
That's
they're
what
here in
he's
this house?
asking
No,
you.
they're in Moselle.
Okay. Because I mean, I'll go by.
Look at him
and
looking
speak
at
with
what
them and
he's
meet with
writing
them.
down.
If you think that would help.
I think that would help a tremendous amount if you would just be willing just to sit down and let them. I mean, hearing from me and John Marvin and Danny and whoever, what little tidbits y'all get, I just, you know what, I think it would give them peace of mind to know that y'all got a team of people out there on it.
Yes, sir.
And just to really have something, a tangible person instead of being told.
You got a contact number for?
Again, I don't understand. Like, what is his point with that? Are you wanting the cops to tell them so they can tell you? Or are you wanting the cops to tell you so that you can tell them? Like, who's the hot bootleg Hogwarts out here? I'm confused. Keep going. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get that.
Yes, Jessica, absolutely correct. He's not all that worried, like he says. Can somebody give him a different Kleenex so he doesn't redistribute the snot all over his face? It's really grossing me out.
So much, and
Everybody that I deal with.
it really would make them feel good.
What are their
A lot
names?
of technical.
My father-in-law's name is Terry.
But yes, we
My mother-in-law's name is Kennedy.
Not yet, crime
And
sleuthin'.
they're Brandstetters. And my sister-in-law, who in her
Spell brands better for me.
Branstetter, and then my sister-in-law, who was closest to Maggie in the whole world, is Marion Proctor. And her husband is Bart Proctor. And they live in Charleston.
Do you have a
Please.
contact number for?
I can't with
I know
this,
their
bro.
number.
You
Okay.
have a Kleenex right there, and I think there's some more in the back. I don't know, but geez, Lou, can you not just blow your nose? I mean, are you that hungry? I know you just rolled through McDonald's. I see your cup. Didn't
But
you
it's in
get
my
enough
phone.
to
Okay.
eat?
Uh,
You got to eat snot. You got to eat snot now. This is gross.
Someone, my life depended on it. I couldn't tell anybody, my mother-in-law or father-in-law.
I'm telling you, man, I've been the luckiest person in the world with in-laws. I mean,
Yeah.
they are wonderful.
Yeah, I tell people all the time. It's my in-laws that I like. It's my wife's in-laws I don't.
There you go.
Let me grab a piece of paper. I'll be right back.
Okay, you grab a piece of paper, officer. Alex there you go. There you go. Your tummy got full. Oh no, you're gonna throw some sweet tea up on it. Okay.
Here's Will's Chapman's number.
Jim, your pal up there's crying. Ain't you gonna console him?
It's 803.
0500, and that's Wheels Chapman.
And I have a lot of his buddies' numbers in my phone. If you want me to dig them up.
And David, I'm gonna forward you this contact. Maybe you don't want me to do it like that, but I
Okay.
want to send me Will's Chapman's.
Hold on that, please.
Yeah, I think it's just a phone number.
It's that dollar menu,
Yeah,
Gregory.
All right, so we have victim's advocate, Miss Marion Walker.
Thank you.
That's her cell number.
Thank you.
Here's some information for you on the back.
Weren't you supposed to be a victim's
the
advocate
victim's
in
program, they help with different
a
things.
way when you were
I think more
stealing from your
specifically,
clients
what would be more
their
beneficial,
settlement
especially
money?
for you and Buster, is some counseling down the road, grief counseling.
You know, I
Hey,
do some
Tiffany,
assistant
thank
solicitor's
you.
work,
Yeah,
so, you know,
you're familiar with
familiar
it.
with the thing, but thank you so
Yes, sir.
much. Mm.
I know y'all planned out the funeral today. When is the funeral?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all have
Well,
business.
we're doing a service tomorrow. Maggie and Paul aren't going to be ready until next week. So we're doing.
Oh yeah, he
service
totally pokes
tomorrow,
himself in
and
the
then
eye,
we're gonna have a
Shmita. We've
private
talked
family
about
thing
this.
Monday next week.
Okay. Are y'all doing anything tonight? Because I can run by and talk to Terry and Kennedy tonight.
I think the
instead of-
sooner you can come and talk to them.
Yeah, he's going to do
the
rails
peace of
off the
mind
back
that-
of the
that would
toilet.
really help them.
Okay.
That's convenient
Oh
for
wait,
you.
no, officer. We're just going
out
to be
at the
sitting
house
at home
tonight.
chilling, being sad.
And if for some reason they go back early because of the service tomorrow,
I don't either in 5, 6, 7, 8. I've
they-
never seen anything like it.
They may be staying tonight. They may not be. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All of their cousins and family on the Branstetter side and the Hubbard side is coming in from Kentucky. And so they may be going back to stay with them.
Okay.
I'll find out and call you. I think you called me.
Yes, sir. Jim's got my number.
Okay.
I gave him my
I'll find out and
Okay.
call you in just a minute.
Okay.
Right after I sniff and swallow 80 more pounds of snot.
Good.
That's what that bulge in his belly is. That's the snot.
All right. Do you have any other questions that I might be able to answer right now that we hadn't gone over?
No, sir.
As soon as I get something, and if it's okay with you, John Marvin asked me to go through him.
That's fine.
So I'm not bothering you in case you're doing something. What time is the service tomorrow?
12 o'clock.
Okay. Where is that going to be?
Hampton.
What, at the church or?
It's graveside.
Okay. So if I get something around that time, I won't bother you. I'll wait 1:30 and.
If you get anything important, you can call me anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, I always
Anytime.
I started this interview off being on the phone.
Are y'all going to publicize the service, or is it just going to be for family and friends?
No, sir. It's going to be, it's going to be open, but I got TC and those making sure I don't want any press anywhere near.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they don't deserve to be near.
they're going to make
Good
sure.
night, Corky. Thank you for being here, babe.
In the town of Hampton.
Thank all of you guys for being
there's no
here.
press.
Okay.
As soon as this ends, we're gonna all go over to Brittany
All
J's
right. Well, y'all got my numbers.
channel. Well, one of
through
you
that phone.
mods,
I'm
please,
gonna
pretty
go
please
check
put
on it. Y'all go back in the
allegedly with
house.
Brittany J's
When it's done, I'll bring it to
Let
you.
me do the
Oh, the buckle. Yes. Let's do the buckle swap.
channel in the chat so we can go over there. It's her channelversary tonight, and I want to
The buckle swap.
go over there and
Do I need
give
to spit out
her
my tobacco?
a bunch of support.
I'll get everything together.
I'm doing the consent now.
That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead
Did you take one of them cute? Never
You
mind.
didn't grab gloves?
I did not, but I know one of these vehicles got gloves. I'm not in my.
I mean, I'm watching him like get in and out of this vehicle, and he doesn't look like
No,
it's
sir. You keep your seat
like
right
he's
there.
stiff.
Yes, sir. I got the other.
Yeah, I think I think he's getting rid of it out of his mouth right now. I think he's got dip in too. Oh, thank you in 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I really appreciate you taking the time to come meet with them.
Not a problem. This is what I do.
You ever have any dealings with a sled agent named Jarrett Maffett?
Oh, I'm about to drop some names now, y'all.
No, sir, I
You
don't.
said Maffett? Yeah, I know him.
He lived in that little green cabin up at my property.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody live in it now?
No, the kids use it like in the summertime or when they're having parties and stuff like that, you know. But when I first got it, Jarrett was on the highway patrol. He lived there.
Okay.
He was stationed in Hampton County.
That's been a while ago.
It's been a long time. He's a good boy. I think he's a real good officer too.
David already got
No
that.
idea, Shmita. No idea.
Oh, the consent?
Why are you rinsing your mouth with tea? That's not a good idea
Gnat fly
either.
around my contacts.
He does, LFT. He does. Did one of you, I'll do it. Let me go get Brittany J's channel, because as soon as this is done, I want to go over there and give her. Thank goodness Brittany's never on time, because this ran over and I didn't mean to make it run over.
Sir, this is the consent for the buckle.
All right, let me put Brittany's channel in the. Oh, did you? I didn't see it, babe.
Right.
How'd I miss it?
Date.
I already got the date on it. All right. Just throw them up on the dash. Sorry. Please.
Oh, she did. Thank you. Thanks, babe.
Did you drop something?
I just dropped that card.
You just dropped that card. Oh, what a bummer. The litter bug. Pick it up. But I'm saying, like, he doesn't look like he has trouble getting around. Thank you, Aries. I appreciate that. I really hope I'm saying that right. Hey, Christy. Like, he's not stiff, or, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't seem like he has an issue getting around. Oh, thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate that.
This is, you keep seeing. This is the seal swab. No, it's go inside your cheek. There's two swabs.
Oh, he's waiting for his phone,
there's two
y'all.
swabs.
I think.
So, do one on the right cheek, one on the left cheek. When you finish with that envelope, we'll seal them back in there, and I'll get you to sign it for me, okay?
Oh, and he's doing the swab. I think he's getting rid of the dip in his mouth, Porter. And so, like, you pull the wad out and throw it out, but there's like little remnants. And I think he was, rinsing his mouth out with the McDonald's sweet tea.
Left cheek. All right. All right. My left, your right. All right.
That's why he had to.
Are we done?
I'm gonna seal that envelope and let you initial it. That's okay.
What do you need?
And plus, for the buckle swab, they can't
break these chips off because it don't fit.
Griffin's face in this whole interview is odd to me. He has a stank face. You know who he looks like? He looks like Dick Harpootlian did today when he was arguing when Griffin was up there trying to defend against hearsay.
I'm just gonna seal this up.
Bless it.
You got it? Give me these grab some.
What's that?
Evidence.
No, I got evidence. I'm getting a Sharpie. I'm gonna set this right now. So I can see what I'm doing.
And I know that there's people from over at Brittany's that are over here, but when this is almost done and when this ends and we all go over there to Brittany, make sure y'all tell her that Jen Lou sent you. Do it like Pee Wee Herman's Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Tell him Large Marge sent you, but you gotta say, tell him Jen Lou sent you.
Thanks, sir.
May I have enough piece of your gum?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
You don't have your own snacks. Taking people's gum.
Today is
10th.
Reusing the same Kleenex 87 times.
I'm in Columbia. Okay. But
I don't think there's much more to this. We can go ahead and stop, I think. Yeah.
Right here. It's right there on that red line.
Anywhere you want to say.
Yeah, just sign it anywhere. Leave your touch DNA on the pen. Thank you very much. Oh, they got a buccal swab. They're good. All right. So there you go. Is this the right room for an argument? What kind of argument? Andrew? Everybody's opinion is welcome here as long as you keep it respectful. Like, you don't got to like name call or anything. I mean, unless you're going to name call like somebody in the trial, but nobody in the chat. Know what I mean? Whew. So, all right, you guys, I think it's time to end it. Thank you guys all for being here. I want you to say, tell him Jen Lou sent you. I don't know how you can make that sound that way in text, but try. Oh, thank you, Mr. Positivity. Thanks for being here. All right, you guys, let's all head over to Brittany J's. Let's go give her a congratulations on her channelversary. And make sure before y'all go over there, if you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Consider a membership. We have fun over her. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Maybe we'll have Cousin Eddie's testimony to review. Who knows? All right. Good night, y'all. Bye.